What is going on, everyone? Joe from HOGOUT. I hope you guys are having a great day. I know you guys have been searching the internet. If you're new here, you're asking yourself, man, I want to buy a baby hognose, or I got a baby hognose coming. How do I set up my terrarium? Well, you came to the right spot. I'm going to show you step by step on how to set up your terrarium for your first baby hognose. Now, before we get on with the step by step video on how to set up your terrarium, I want to put out there that we do have a HOGOUT community Discord server. It's free to join. Invite link is down below. I'm also on Instagram, HOGOUTNJ. I love posting pictures and videos of my hognose snakes. So with all that being said, everyone, if you have any questions on this video, please hit me down below in the comments section. Hit me up on Discord or hit me up on Instagram. And of course, if you're looking for your first baby hognose, check out my Morph Market store, link down below. Okay, I'll shut up. Let's get on with this video. Your first baby hognose, how to set up your terrarium. And let's do that here on HOGOUT. All right, everybody, let's start this. Your first baby hognose, how to set up your terrarium. And again, this is what I do. You can tweak it here and there. You can add a little vegetation. You can add more things to your terrarium. Hognoses do like clutter. They do like to burrow. They do like their hides on the warm and also the cool side. And we're going to go over it step by step on how I set up my terrarium. Now, the first step is add in substrate to your terrarium. Now, if you can't get past step one, it's going to be a bad day for you. It's going to be a really bad day for you. But that being said, how I like to set up my substrate is about 1 inch of substrate, because hognoses do like burrowing, and the babies do love it. They love exploring for about 1 to 3 days once you add them into their new environment, their new surroundings. And of course, you can see I added about 1 inch of substrate, and I used the Aspen snake bedding. It's Zoomed, and I will include every link down below on the products that I use. Now, what I like to do for my babies until they hit about 20, 25, 30 grams is I like to put a piece of paper towel on the warm side, and you'll know why I do this here later in the video. Now, when I go over these products, again, I will link them down below. I don't know all the names of the products that I use, but again, if you click on the links below, it will take you to the Amazon website on where to purchase these products. Now, we're going to start off with temperatures, the heat source. Now, when it comes to your baby hognose, I like to keep the warm side between 86 to 90 degrees and the cool side between 76 to 80 or 82 degrees. Now, when it comes to heating up my terrarium in the daytime, I like to use a 25 watts bulb. And I also use an adjustable hanger. These adjustable hangers are really awesome because you can regulate the warm side of your terrarium. Now, in the summertime, you might have to lower this heat lamp a little bit more just to get to that desired temperature I mentioned. Now, when it comes to setting up your terrarium, we're going to look at these products. You see a heating pad. This is a 120 volts, 16 watt, 60 hertz. And it's a great heating pad. I love it. Now, the most important part when it comes to your heating pad is that you make sure that it has an adjustable thermostat. And when it comes to my heating pad, I also set this underneath the terrarium on the warm side. And I'm going to show you a little trick later on how to get that desired temperature and keep it there every night you use it. Now, when it comes to the heating bulbs, I use this Baskin Spot daylight lamp. It puts off really good heat. It's made by Techizoo. I guess it's called Techizoo, right? Techizoo. Awesome. Good name. When we get this terrarium all set up, I'll show you how to check your temperatures with the infrared gun. Here you see the water bowls that I use. They're really cheap. You get 6 of them for about $4 or $5. They're fairly cheap. And it's a pretty decent size too. I think this is a 3.5 or 4 inch water ball. Now, when it comes to adding hides, I love these hides. They're really awesome. They're really, well, they're fairly cheap too as well. I think they're like $4 or $5 each. Again, I might have the prices off by a couple dollars, but these are really cool. My hognoses do love them. I use them for my adults too and my sub-adults. Now, here we have Zoomed cork flats. They're pretty expensive. You can find cheaper ones out there. Basically, you're paying for the name Zoomed. But my baby hognoses love these, and I put this on the cool side. And when it comes to this hide, I put it on the warm side. And we're going to add these in the middle of the terrarium. These are really awesome to have. These slate rocks. These are really awesome, guys. They shave them down where they're not sharp for your reptiles. These are actually made for aquariums and also reptiles for terrariums. But we're going to add a few of these in here, or a couple of these. So you know, our baby's going to have something to rub against when they shed. And the last two products we're going to talk about is this infrared gun and these infrared? No, infrared gun. And this is good to check your temperatures on the warm side, the cool side. Also underneath the substrate for your heating pad, and I'll show you how to do that. The last product we're going to talk about is this reptile spray. Kills mites, parasites. This is good for cleaning your terrarium, and I clean my terrarium out. I do a full substrate change every 3.5 to 4 months. And of course I spot clean every 2 or 3 days. So these are the basic needs that you need to set up your terrarium for your baby hognose. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add the hide for the warm side, and we're going to put this all the way in the back where I have that substrate there on the far side. So the baby has a little bed in on the inside. This is where they will go when they digest their meal. And what I like to do is use this paper towel. The reason why I put the paper towel here, guys, is I like to put the pinky right here or feed my baby on the paper towel. Reason being is when they're young, it's not really good for them to eat substrate. It's not really going to harm them, but I try to stay away from them eating substrate. Now when they become subadults or adults, it's okay if they eat substrate. It's not going to harm them. But for babies, I like to stay away from that logic and just feed them in this area. Alright everybody, next we're going to add the hide for the cool side, and of course it's going to be this cork flat by Zoom Med. And what I like to do is I like to make a little indentation like that, so she'll be able to get under there. I like to put it like that, put a little hole there so she can get in, and just set it up just like that. Alright, the next thing we're going to add is the water ball. Now the water ball I like to keep sort of in the middle, maybe on the cool side. Now when your baby is going through shedding, what I like to do is move this over right above the heat lamp. Reason being is it'll add a little bit more humidity that your baby hognose needs to shed or have a really healthy shed. So for right now, we're just gonna put the water ball right there. We'll give her a little space so she can get by. And I like to bury it just a little bit. Just bury it just a little bit. So there's that little hole there she can get in. And we're good. Alright, the last thing we're going to do is add these nice slate rocks. Again, they are not sharp. They're very dull, and it's really good for your baby hognoses to rub against when they're shedding. So we add them just like that. Now, like I stated before, you can add a little bit more cover, a little bit more enrichment for your hognose, and they love to play with things. So there you have it. This is a very simple setup that I use, and my hognoses seem to love it. Alright everyone, the next thing we're going to do is set up our heating pad. This is a really awesome size heating pad. And of course, please read the warnings here. And one thing you don't want to do is put this heating mat, or at least put one of these stands, or these feet I call them, of the terrarium on the heating pad. Reason being is, I've noticed that it increases the heat in that area. And that's not good. So what I like doing is putting it about halfway, maybe 3/4 of the way underneath the warm side hide. Again, like I stated earlier, make sure you have a thermostat, adjustable thermostat for your heating pad. Do not, I stress, do not use a heating pad if it does not have a thermostat. So once we find that desired temperature, anywhere on this adjustable knob, you're going to get a razor blade or a paint pen and just right down on the knob and right here on, I guess, the case of the adjustable thermostat. And once you have that line there, you know every night that once you turn it off, you put your heat lamp on in the daytime, at nighttime, you're just going to turn this thermostat and meet those lines up. Make sure those lines match. And what's good about this little trick, is that you don't have to use the infrared gun to see to make sure that you're at the desired temperature overnight. Alright guys, it's a little spooky in here, a little dark in here, but I got my light on, my LED light. We're good. I'm not too scared. Alright everyone, I left the heat pad on for about 20-25 minutes. We're going to see if we're at that desired temperature of about 86 to 88 degrees. We're going to use Mr. Infrared gun here. We're going to lift this paper towel up, we're going to infrared it, and we're going to see if we're at that temperature. Let's do it. Alright guys, so we're at 88 degrees, actually perfect. 89, 86, 84, 88 degrees. So that is a good temperature to be at. Alright, now since we're at that desired temperature we want to be at when it comes to the adjustable thermostat, when using your heating pad at night or even in the daytime. You can use the heating pad in the daytime too. What we're going to do is we're going to get the thermostat and we're just going to use the razor blade, hold on to it, and we're just going to make a little slit here. A paint pen is a lot better. A paint pen would probably work 10 times better. I am not going to lie here. This is pretty funny. So I think we're good right there. I can feel the slot. So as you can see, they meet up now. So when I turn this thermostat off, we're good. We won't burn the house down. And then when I turn it on, we just match up those lines. And again, I don't have one, but a paint pen would be 10 times better. So at the end here, we're going to check the heat on the warm side and also the cool side when it comes to using your heat lamp. Warm side 90, 87. Very good guys. Spike the 91, that's because I'm on the top of the hide on the warm side. But again, your Hognose is not going to be on top of the warm side hide. But on the substrate temperatures, and guys, make sure it's substrate temperatures too when you're using heat lamp, okay? And again, we're looking good. 89, 88, 87, 86, cool side, 82. Perfect. This terrarium, temperature-wise, is done. It's set up. We're good to go. All right, everybody, the moment you have all been waiting for. Let's add our baby Super Arctic Anaconda female to her new home, her new environment. She just shed out last week. Here you go, girl. How you like it? So there you have it. If you like this video, please hit that like button. Also, check out my other videos. Hit that subscribe button. We're also on Discord. Invite link down below. Instagram, so on and so forth. I'm going to shut up right now. You guys have a great week. I will see you in the next video. This is Joe from HOGOUT. I'm out. Cheers.